What if I told you that some of the world's oldest remedies are also some of its most effective? Well, today, we're going to put that ancient wisdom to the test and see how a few simple herbal teas really stack up in the 21st century.
So let's just start with this question. What if swapping out just one of your daily drinks could lead to real, measurable health results? And I'm not talking about some vague, fuzzy wellness claim here. I'm talking about actual, rigorous studies showing that certain teas can have a huge impact on your body.
Right, because this is about so much more than just a cozy, comforting drink. It's about using natural tools, backed by science, to actively improve some really key health markers, everything from your blood pressure and sleep quality all the way to your digestion.
So let's meet our cast of characters. We're going to break down 5 absolute powerhouse herbal teas, and I want you to think of each one as having its own specific superpower, just ready and waiting to help you with your health goals.
First up, we have hibiscus tea, or as I like to call it, the Crimson BP Tamer. Its main superpower, the one with the most research behind it, is all about its effect on blood pressure.
So what does a number like this even mean? Well, get this. Studies show that drinking hibiscus tea consistently can lower your systolic blood pressure, that's the top number, by a solid 7 to 8 points. And to give you some perspective on that, that's the kind of drop you'd expect from making some major lifestyle changes, like seriously cutting back on salt or starting a whole new exercise routine. Yeah, it's a really big deal.
So how do you actually use it? Well, it's perfect for anyone with elevated blood pressure. You're aiming for about 2 to 3 strong cups a day. And just a quick heads up, look, this stuff really works, so if you're already on blood pressure medication, you've got to monitor your levels just to make sure they don't dip too low.
Okay, let's move on to our next ally, chamomile. We'll call this one the bedtime bridge. This is going to be your go-to for building a truly better night's sleep. And I don't mean it just knocks you out. It's all about improving the quality of your rest.
For the best results, the secret here is all about consistency. 1 cup about 30 to 60 minutes before you go to bed every single night really helps build up the effect. Now, a couple of super important things to keep in mind. If you have allergies to things like ragweed or daisies, you're going to want to steer clear of this one. And you need to be cautious if you're taking blood thinners or sedatives.
Next up, for anyone who deals with that, digestive drama, let me introduce the gut soother, peppermint. It is absolutely fantastic for calming everything down, especially when you're dealing with cramping or that really uncomfortable bloating after a meal.
But it's really important we make a distinction here. A warm cup of peppermint tea, it's great, it's definitely soothing for that mild stuff, but the heavy-hitting scientific evidence, especially for something like IBS, really points to peppermint oil capsules. See, they often have this special coating that helps the oil get right where it needs to go in your intestines, delivering a much more targeted dose.
Moving on to one of the most famous herbal heroes out there, ginger, the nausea neutralizer. I mean, its power to shut down nausea is backed by some really solid research, which makes it especially effective for things like motion sensitivity and even morning sickness during pregnancy.
So what does it take? Well, the studies point to about 1 gram of ginger a day. And that might sound like a lot, but it's really not. You can easily get that with just a cup or 2 of strong tea made from fresh ginger. And that's exactly how we're going to do it.
Okay, pro tip, for the absolute best effect, you got to use fresh ginger. Just steep a few slices in hot water for, say, 5 to 10 minutes. And listen, this is so important. If you are pregnant, please confirm the safe dosage limits with your doctor before you make this a daily thing.
And finally, our 5th ally, Rooibos, the caffeine-free daily driver. This one is just a fantastic antioxidant-rich tea you can sip on all day long without any of that caffeine buzz. Plus, there's some really exciting new evidence popping up about its benefits for heart health.
So, for just general wellness, 1 to 3 cups a day is great. But get this, some studies have looked at up to 6 cups a day and found it actually improved cholesterol and antioxidant levels in adults who are at risk for heart problems. It's just a great all-around choice.
Okay, so we've met the players. Now, how do we actually put them into practice? Let's build a simple, actionable plan you can start, like, right now, and see how this all comes together.
All right, week 1, we're going to keep it super simple. You'll start with a cup of ginger in the morning to help with digestion, have an afternoon hibiscus for your heart, and then a calming cup of chamomile in the evening to get you ready for sleep. See? Super easy.
Then in week 2, we start to build on that foundation. If your main goal is blood pressure, add a second hibiscus. If bloating is your big concern, maybe swap that morning ginger for a peppermint after your meals. And of course, you can always add Rooibos as a nice caffeine-free drink whenever you want. It's all about customizing it to what you need.
Okay, Before we get you brewing, we have to cover a few essential safety things, and then we'll answer that big question I know you're asking. When am I actually going to notice a difference?
All right, quick safety huddle. Just a few things to lock in. Remember this. Be cautious with chamomile if you're on blood thinners. Keep an eye on your blood pressure with hibiscus if you're on medication for it, and always check with your doctor about ginger during pregnancy. Look, these are powerful plants, right? So we just want to be smart about how we use them. Okay, so the big question, when do you actually feel this stuff working? Well, it depends. With ginger, you can feel that nausea relief pretty much the same day. It's fast. For sleep with chamomile, give it a good week or two of drinking it every night to really feel the difference. And for those measurable blood pressure changes with hibiscus, you'll want to track it for at least 2 to 6 weeks to see the full effect.
Okay, so we've covered the science, the how-tos, the safety stuff. Let's wrap this all up with the key takeaways you need to remember.
The bottom line is this. These teas deliver real, measurable results. Hibiscus lowers blood pressure. Chamomile improves the quality of your sleep. Ginger crushes nausea. Peppermint oil can bring relief for IBS. And rooibos is just an amazing source of antioxidants. So you see, we're not just talking about tasty drinks here. These are actual tools for your health, and they've got the science to back them up.
So the science is solid, and the plan is simple. The only question left is, based on what you want for your health, which one of these powerful little rituals are you going to start today?